Fortnite just dropped a massive new blog post describing how you're going to get the Juice WRLD skin for free, what is going on with his concert, and when we are jumping into Chapter 6. And it's even sooner than we thought. We're going to be in the new chapter in about a week. I also want to talk about the new Juice WRLD update. We have chug cannons coming back to the game. We have the charged shotgun, the mythic kit shockwave launcher, slurps. We have a ridiculous new season. And I want to talk about how this affected the most recent Trio Cash Cup, where Peterbot's team has won yet again. And we now have the champion trio on EU. There's a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it. All right, firstly, yes, I'm in a different setup. I'm currently in a hotel in Stockholm, Sweden for DreamHack. I'll be doing a bunch of streams here over the next few days. You can check out my Twitch channel. It's going to be a bunch of fun. But we got to talk about the Trio Cash Cup. And I want to kick off talking about the Juice WRLD update. Now, this is a big one. It added a lot of changes to competitive. We now have charged shotguns back in the game, including Kit's mythic charged shotgun. We have the chug cannon coming back. We have the legendary slurps, which are ridiculously broken. If you remember how broken they were in Chapter 4, they're even more broken now. But we didn't get Kit's shockwave launcher. Now, a lot of the leakers, a lot of the people saying that Kit's shockwave launcher was coming back to competitive. It looks like they chose to keep it out of competitive, so the only thing you get is the mythic shotgun, but this meta has still been ridiculous. Now, the chug cannon is obviously insanely good for trios. They also added an extra low gravity effect to it, but it's kind of weird. It's not like the low gravity like a Fizzberry low gravity. It's like a low grav with horizontal trajectory, kind of like the Hop Rocks. So they send you more horizontal when you jump. It seems to be worse, honestly. It seems like the low grav effect is just getting people killed more often because of them trying to grapple or launch pad and being stuck in the air for too long. It could be really good for saving fall damage off height if you don't have a grappler. So I don't think it's a bad thing overall. I think players are just getting used to having a low grab effect when they use a chug cannon, which feels a little bit weird. Now, one of the craziest things about this update is that this loot drops everywhere. You can get the legendary slurps off floor loot, chests. You can get them out of vending machines. The slurp cannon drops out of chests. You can buy it from vending machines. If you have purple vending machines now, you have a chance to be able to buy a slurp fish, legendary slurps, and a slurp cannon. Now, as far as what else came with the Juice WRLD update, I was expecting a really sick Juice WRLD POI. We didn't really get that. We pretty much have Juice WRLD's hill. It's like one chest with a couple barrels on a hill. Apparently that area is going to be growing though over the next week, coming into the event where you're going to be able to get the skin for free. I'll cover that in a second, how you're going to get a free Juice WRLD skin. But so far the map update really wasn't that crazy. But hey, they have a sick ass Juice WRLD tribute in the sky. The skin looks amazing. The emote looks amazing. You're getting the skin for free. I will give them a pass on not giving them the coolest POI because everything else they've done is awesome. And if it starts spreading out over the whole map, they could do that really, really well. Originally, it looked like you're only going to get the Juice WRLD skin for free by coming to the event on the 30th of November, but it turns out as long as you log in anytime between the 25th and the 30th, you're going to get not only the skin for free, the pickaxe, the back bling, and 4 loading screens. And I know there's another Juice WRLD skin that I think is going to be for sale. This is the Slayer Juice WRLD outfit. It's the cel-shaded one. It's based on one of the art styles he used for an album. So I think you are still going to be able to buy the regular Juice WRLD skin as well. So I would have obviously liked the regular skin to be the free one, as I imagine more people want that. But honestly, the fact that we're getting anything out of this for free just by logging into the game is really awesome. And like I said, so far, I think Fortnite's done a really, really good job with this tribute to Juice WRLD. He's an artist that I really care about, and I'm always a little bit cautious when it comes to people doing stuff posthumous after an artist has passed away. Is it a giant money grab, or are they actually doing something the artist would be proud of? And right now, it looks really, really solid. And that is without even seeing the event that is looking absolutely crazy. So we now have confirmation we are getting the Juice WRLD event remix, the finale, taking over the Battle Royale Island on November 30th, 2024 at 2 p.m. ET. This in-game concert event connects Dreamscapes from Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Ice Spice, and Juice WRLD. So it looks like the leaks we saw of all of the different rappers having their giant characters on the map, kind of like we had with the Travis Scott concert, is looking like it's going to be true. Do not miss this concert. It is looking like it is going to be one to remember. Now, as far as when we're actually going into Chapter 6, it looks like we're going to follow the same formula we had for coming into this season. It looks like we're going to have the event at 2 p.m. ET in the afternoon. The event's going to last for however long it lasts for, and then it looks like the game is still going to then be playable for the next 6 or 7 hours, because they currently have it in the blog post that it says, now that's a bop, bounce with us until Chapter 2 Remix ends November 30th at 10 p.m. ET. So there is that gap during the day. So I think it's going to be the event. You're going to be able to play Fortnite for a while. Then we're going to go into downtime. So the game's actually going to launch December 1st, early hours in the morning for Americans. For the rest of the world, you can do the time conversions, but it looks like there is going to be a gap after the concert where you can still play. We're not going to go from the concert straight into Chapter 6. At least that's what it looks like. That could change. All right, let's talk about the Trio Cash Cup. We had yet again another win from Acorn, Peterbot, and Kanata. They came first place on NA with 381 points. Now, a lot of people have been talking about the 6 out of 6, and I wanted to believe it as much as you guys did. It's just such a hard meta to do it. They kicked off strong. We got 3 wins in a row from Kanata's team. A 17 Elim win, 18 Elim win, 13 Elim win, and then things went a little bit unstuck. Game 4, Kanata goes dropped on by Batman Booga's team. He got jumped on when he was rotating in the mid game. Went down, Peterbot and Acorn couldn't get his card. That was a bit of a dud game. Then the next game, they played it all the way out. They got a 3 Elim 8th, and then in the last game, they got a 9 Elim 6th. So as much as I wanted to believe the 6 out of 6, they couldn't get it done, but winning another Cash Cup yet again, which means Acorn and Kanata have now won 3 Trio Cash Cups this season. Peterbot's now won 2, and in second place was a team you're very familiar with seeing, but the last couple Cash Cups, we haven't seen them in that top 2, Rapid, Poyo, and Bolts. Second place on 313 points. They did have a bit of an issue with being contested off spawn. They had teams dropping near them that messed them up a little bit. They played extremely well overall, and against another team, they honestly could have potentially won the Cash Cup, but Acorn's team just too good right now. We had another very underrated team right now. In my opinion, they're at the top of almost every Trio leaderboard. No one was really talking about them when they first formed. Batman, Booga, Mason, and Iomzo in third place on 288 points. We had Booga, Threats, and Chubbs in fourth on 235. There is rumors now that Mero has retired yet again. I've heard a lot of rumors that Mero has seen his future might be in investing in meme coins. If you don't know what that is, do yourself a favor. Don't look it up. Just pretend I never said anything. Forget about it. If you do know what I mean, you know what's going on out there right now. There's a lot of people who are drawn to this, and it looks like Mero might be one of them. I'm not sure how real that is. It could have been a lie. I'm not sure. We had DGen coming back and placing in 5th place overall, just beating out Clicks, Cooper, and Rise, who Clicks was in 4th place going into the last game. I thought we were going to have another 4th place curse, but unfortunately, their last 2 games were their worst games of the day. Up until game 5, they were doing phenomenal. 5 Elim 7th, 7 Elim 2nd, 2 Elim 9th, and a 9 Elim 3rd. Very good match history, but the last 2 games came a little bit unstuck. Our usual winners, our most dominant trio of this season so far, in 7th place, Aegis, Ritual, and Cold. Not really sure what happened here. Didn't get to see what happened in too many of their games. I don't know what was going on. They were dropping sweaty stands like they always do. With me saying how strong the vending machines now are with the most recent update, I think sweaty sands is still a phenomenal drop spot. I will talk about how Vico's team actually won from there on EU in 2 seconds, so it's definitely still a winning drop, but they just didn't have the same consistency they've had throughout most this season. We had an underrated OG team in 8th place. Blake and Macwood paired up alongside Void. Then we had Bucky, Okus, and Cray staying up there. They weren't contested at Slurpee this time around. There wasn't too many cheaters around them, but just a bit of an unfortunate tournament for Bucky's team. They did get a 3 Elim 4th, so they showed that potential of getting those big games, and they got a lot of really high placements where they were just short of more points. A 10th, a 9th, a 10th, 11th, and a 16th. So they're making endgame, just needed that extra 1 refresh to make it a little bit deeper into the endgame. And then we had Lauren's team in 10th to round things out. Now, moving on to EU, a bit of a spoiler. We have Vico, Veno, and Flixie going back to back Trio Cash Cup winners, first place on 328. Extra impressive because they did it without the mythic minigun. Vico, Veno, Flixie have been dropping Grotto and been absolutely dominating with it, so you're probably wondering why would they not drop there? Well, rumor on the street is Veno's been getting a lot of help with his off-spawn fighting from Frodoxy, a Danish pro player. You should know who that is. He is a phenomenal off-spawn fighter, and he said out of respect to Frodoxy helping him as a competitive trio, if Frodoxy makes finals, he doesn't want to drop on him. A, because he knows how good Frodoxy's team is at spawn fighting. That's why he's getting advice from Frodoxy, but it also feels weird to let someone teach you their strategies and then use it against them. So Vico, Veno, and Flixie more than happy to go Sweaty Sands. Like I was just saying, phenomenal drop spot. You have so many mats to refarm. You have two different vending machines and an upgrade bench, so you can get full loadout every single game, and that's exactly what they did. They played phenomenally well, winning 2 of the 6 matches. They really didn't have a single bad game. A 1 Elim 10th was their worst game, so they played extremely well. Speaking of Frodoxy, obviously the uncontested Grotto helped this trio out a lot. They came 2nd place overall, Tripper, Thomas, and Fred. Thomas now looks like he's no longer playing with Queasy again. I don't know how Queasy is struggling to lock down a trio when he came 2nd at Globals and then won the first Trio Cash Cup, but that's besides the point. We then had Relvis, Kashi, and Debul, a Polish trio in 3rd who have been playing really well this season. I feel like Relvis' team might might be the most underrated team on EU. They're kind of like Iomzo's team right now. Good players that a lot of you have probably heard of, but just not really like the biggest names that take a lot of attention, but playing very, very consistently. Then we had Queasy, who I just talked about, with his new trio, Pixie and Della in 4th place. And then we had another Polish trio, Seti, Hari, and Cami in 5th. So Seti and Cami are back on their consistency run, doing really well with Hari. Now we had our German-Swiss team, Yanis, Noah, and Rezon in 2nd place going into the last game. They played so well throughout the whole tournament. Unfortunately, they went down on spawn in the last game. Now they were contested by at least one team the entire tournament. Half the games being contested by 2 teams, and they won 5 out of the 6 games on spawn. So phenomenal performance from Noah's team. Looks like Rezon and Yanis made the right decision dropping Vidil for Noah. Since they picked up Noah, they've been looking like a different team. Not saying Vidil isn't still a phenomenal player, but it looks like whatever was going on there, whether it was the vibes or the chemistry or the teamwork, things are looking a lot better with Noah Riley in that 3rd spot. Then we have Pink, Nebs, and Chino. Now Pink also double qualified EU and NA. I love seeing Pink back at the top of these leaderboards. They played really well, winning one of the matches. They actually got a 15 kill win and an 11 kill second. So Pink showing that his team has crazy firepower for those big double-digit games. Then we had Robin, Mappy, and Kiro, Eyedrop, Trulex, and Tayson. So Tayson back on the top of several leaderboards in a row now. So I think we're getting Tayson back in that fighting form. And then in 10th place overall, one of our other big trios, Chap, Chicho, and Teeny.